The economy in War Hospital has two main elements: human resources and regular resources. The regular resources consist of medications and various semi-finished products. The medications are used to heal people, while the semi-finished products are used to develop and maintain the hospital. All of these resources are delivered to the hospital as part of a regular supply, but the deliveries are not enough to cover all of the hospital's needs, so it is up to the player to find different ways to make up the difference. As far as the staff is concerned, we are talking about doctors, nurses, and medics that carry the wounded. There will never be enough of them, there will always be more to do, and there will always be more wounded than there is staff to work with. The player will have to find creative ways to manage these units so that the hospital doesn't come to a standstill. We hope that by combining these two elements will lead to the kind of gameplay where the player will have to make difficult decisions. We are trying to combine the strictly strategic economic aspect of the gameplay with a more humane approach to mankind. Humanizing the wounded soldiers is achieved in three ways. The first is to show that behind every number there is a human being. Each of our wounded has a bio that contains all sorts of personal information, from their basic life history to how many children they have, whether they are married, and their medical history. The second way is to reduce the distance between the wounded and our player. This is achieved by allowing the player to see models of the wounded, enter hospital structures and look at or hear the surgeries. You can go into the building where the wounded are lying, or where they are undergoing recovery, and look at each person. The third point is the introduction of extra information next to some of the one-liners to make it more difficult to make a moral choice. For example, we might find out while making a decision that someone is expecting a child, or that a bride is waiting for someone at home. We hope that such additional information will make it much more difficult to make moral choices. The player tries to save as many people as possible. Decisions that are seemingly good for an individual will not always turn out to be good for the whole collective. Dehumanization is a difficult issue, and each player will have to find their own way to avoid being emotionally drained, and in spite of the scale of the operation, always remember that each individual is important.